I don't hate them. I just don't love them. Hey party people, welcome back. I'm So Square and Cute. And today we are going to be trying to make some cookies from a recipe I found online. Except I don't even know if you can call it a recipe because it doesn't give me the amount of ingredients. It just gives me the ingredients. We're going to try it out. I don't know. How bad could it go? Very. But so the recipe I'm following, it's from this website called Well Plated. It's healthy peanut butter oatmeal cookies. Yeah, they don't really tell me like how much of each ingredient to put in, so I'm really just gonna do it to my own taste. Hopefully it turns out right. They are supposed to be very like soft, kind of gooey cookies, so that's what I am hoping for. But before we get started, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below. Every Tuesday I do sort of a more personal mental health update kind of video, and then every Thursday I do something that's just for me for a little bit of fun. So please do subscribe down below if you aren't already. It just takes 1 second of your time, and you can always unsubscribe later if you want to, though I really hope you don't. I really want you to stick around. And please comment down below, what is your childhood favorite cookie? My actual favorite cookie are the Loft House cookies. I used to call them pancake cookies. Oh my god, they're my favorite. I have a recipe for those too, and I'm going to try it out one of these days. I don't really know. So for our ingredients, we are going to be using vanilla, some semi-sweet mini chocolate chips, some eggs. I don't know if it's going to be 1 or 2 or how many. Some quick oats. They have to be the quick ones because they have to absorb very fast. Some peanut butter. You can use whatever kind you like. This is just what I had handy. Some honey. Again, same deal. Use whatever you like. And some ground cinnamon. Let's get started. So the first thing they say to do is whisk all of the dry ingredients, but again, they don't tell me which ingredients are dry. I kind of know from experience, realistically, the only dry ingredients are going to be these two. If you were doing sugar in this recipe, sugar is considered a wet ingredient. I don't really know why, I just know that it is. But they don't tell me how much to put in. So, I mean, should I just use all of it? I'm gonna use all of the oats for sure, because I hate oatmeal. I only like oatmeal cookies. I'm a weird person. Oh, another reason that I wanted to do these cookies is because they apparently only take 9 minutes to cook, which is really good for me because I'm impatient and I'm also on a bit of a time crunch. So my dry ingredients, I'm gonna put oats and then however much cinnamon that I want. This is gonna make a lot of cookies, isn't it? Okay, you know what? We're gonna use half of the oats. And if you do want to like follow along with what I'm doing, I will link the recipe down below, but again, she doesn't give measurements. So I'm really just kind of spitballing here, but I'm using an 18-ounce tub of quick oats. Next, cinnamon. Let's go with a tablespoon of cinnamon. Actually, you know what? A tablespoon and a half. This is what happens when you don't give me instructions, is I might mess up your recipe. And then it becomes my recipe. And then they say to add the wet ingredients to a bowl. And I'm gonna grab like a glass bowl, something I can heat up for the peanut butter. Okay, it turns out I don't have a glass bowl. All I have is my Tupperware, but we're just gonna use that. Let's call it 4 tablespoons of peanut butter, because I'm probably gonna need more than this. Let me heat the peanut butter up before I put honey in it. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted, was just, I wanted the peanut butter a little bit more liquidy so I could actually work with it. Now, hear me out. I really don't like honey. I don't like the taste of it on its own. I only put it in my coffee and tea, but I think it is gonna work really well. So we're gonna do, I say let's do 2. We're looking at 4 tablespoons of peanut butter, 2 tablespoons of honey, and we'll do 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And they just say to mix that all together. Ooh, oh my god. Wait, that smells really good. And then she says just mix these and the dry ingredients, stir until combined. I really don't know why you couldn't just do it all in the same bowl. Oh, I might need to make more peanut butter mixture. Listen, this is why you have to give me instructions, because you can't just be like, here's the ingredients, figure it out. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a professional. I'm barely a person. That's all we have so far. Let's see if we can get it mixed in. Or I could spill it all over my table. All right, we're going in with the hands. I know we are gonna add an egg into this anyways, so I'm gonna try it now just to see if it gives me like a dough kind of consistency, because right now it's really not. I'm gonna do 2 more tablespoons of peanut butter for a total of, what, that would make it like 6. And then we're gonna add another tablespoon of honey. Actually make that half a tablespoon. In total, we have 6 tablespoons of peanut butter. We have 2.5 tablespoons of honey. We have 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and then I added just an extra little splash. So far there's only 1 egg. She doesn't call for any, but I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in my dough because it's not really cohesive yet. And I feel like there's not enough moisture for those oats to really absorb anything. So I'm gonna add just a little bit at a time and hopefully get this to come together. Okay, this is my final party trick to try and get this dough to be less dry. And we're gonna add just a 1/4 cup of water at a time and see if we can get it where we like it. I'm sure that you can make a really good dough out of this with just these ingredients, but I think you have to make sure your dough is wet enough for the oats to actually absorb something, because they're just absorbing everything from the peanut butter and the eggs, and they're not really sticking together very well. We're adding another 1/4 cup of water for a total of 1/2 cup. I'm gonna make this dough work. Yeah, now it's actually doing what I want to. And we're using approximately 5 ounces of these chocolate chips. Yeah, okay, see, that's exactly what this dough needed, was like some water, because it was way too dry. I have no doubt that the honey probably is pretty sweet in these, but I'm just gonna add a teaspoon of sugar just because I don't really trust the honey that much. So this is our dough so far. It looks a lot better. And she now says to rest it in the fridge for half an hour. And I don't know if I'm gonna rest it for that whole time, but I am gonna put it in the fridge with the lid on this bowl, just hopefully so these oats can soak up a little bit more of that water. Here are my super precious cookies that we're about to slide off the plate. I've already taste tested them, but I'll try another one just for you. I made a little tiny one. Let's try a little bit more of it. So I really want to be fair and say that for the ingredients we used, they're not bad, but they're also not good. Wow, those take a long time to chew. I think my issue with these cookies is I expected them to be like an oatmeal raisin cookie, but instead of the raisins, it's chocolate chips. But it's somewhere between an oatmeal chocolate drop cookie and a peanut butter cookie. Like, it's somewhere in between. I don't necessarily think I would encourage anyone to make a dough for cookies strictly out of peanut butter and oats, because the texture is just so chewy in a bad way. It's almost like you're just eating a spoonful of peanut butter that is a little bit harder to eat. Other than that, I mean, we put honey in this, we put vanilla in this, and you don't taste that at all. You don't taste the honey, the vanilla, the cinnamon, none of it. You just get peanut butter. And maybe I should have added more. Again, there were no instructions on how much of these things I should be adding. So for all I know, I made this recipe wrong. I'm not really sure. That being said, I think if I ever make a similar recipe to this again, what I'm gonna do is start with a normal oatmeal cookie base, add just a very small hint of peanut butter and the cinnamon and the chocolate, and then just leave out the raisins. If you do want to try this recipe exactly as it is here, my tip to you is I made these cookies using a 1/4 cup of dough, because I did want really big and beautiful cookies. Don't do that. These are so chewy. Unless you really want to eat a 1/4 cup of peanut butter all in one bite, I recommend using a teaspoon, forming really tiny balls and making sure you press them down really, really flat. These don't rise, and you almost want it to have that kind of crunchy bottom because otherwise these have almost no texture. It's just peanut butter mush. I'm not necessarily disappointed because really I just wanted to try these and see what they would be like. And they're not terrible. I don't think I would serve these to anyone I was trying to impress. I might eat them myself, although I will say I'm probably gonna cut each of these cookies into fourths because I cannot physically see myself being able to finish one of these big cookies. I don't hate them, I just don't love them. Well, I may not love my cookies, but I do love you. Stay cool, stay cute, and I will see you next week when we make meringue cookies. I'm really excited for those. I have a really cool plan, and I know that I'm gonna love them more than these because I've already made them once before. Other than that, I'll see you next week. Mwah! Toodles!